Beneficiary forms. So what do we need to know, Mohammed, about beneficiary forms?
Whenever you take out an investment or you're taking out life insurance, or let's say you're buying some shares off online, always check with the provider if there's a form you can complete, that if you pass away, the money will go straight to the beneficiary.
Right.
Do you know if you don't complete the beneficiary form, that money goes in your estate? And
Right.
that could increase your inheritance tax bill.
I see. Okay.
People don't think about that. Let's say you join a company and the company's giving out standard life insurance for the employees. It's the HR responsibility to give you a form to say, or for you to complete, that if you know more tomorrow, where you want the money to go.
And that falls outside of the estate.
Because it's written into trust.
I see. Okay.
But people don't do it.
Right.
And I've seen many cases where the sum of money went into the estate. Because don't forget, when the executor's dealing with the probate, he has to give all the details of all the assets owned by the deceased.
Sure.
So let's say there's a life insurance policy and it's written into trust. The money goes straight to the beneficiary. It could be the wife, the son, the daughter, whoever, but the money goes straight to the person. If there's no beneficiary form, the insurance company will say, go and get us probate from the court.
Right.
And when you inform the court says, so there's money sitting there. They will include that into the estate of the deceased, increasing potentially any inheritance tax.
So when you use the word trust, what do you mean by that?
It's just making sure it's documented. There's a paper, there's a beneficiary form, that the money is going into trust, bypassing the estate straight to the beneficiary.
Okay, so is that like a life assurance policy?
It could be a life insurance policy. It could be you're buying some shares online. I mean, tell the truth, from my experience, when you're buying anything online, especially in investments, they don't have a beneficiary form. But what I'm trying to do is to educate these companies and say, if people buying shares from you, have the beneficiary form completed. So what I tell people, wherever you can get your hands on any beneficiary form for, relating to any policies or plans or investments you have, complete the beneficiary form. And that forms part of your inventory list of assets. So you write all the beneficiary forms as well.
Sure.
Remember, you need to give a roadmap to the executor what to do.
Sure.
And that roadmap consists of everything you own, letter of wishes, the inventory, and the beneficiary forms.
So that's an interesting one. With a filled or completed beneficiary form, you can bypass the will side of it and it will go straight to the person who is logged as the beneficiary.
That is correct. Say you're working for a company. Check with the human resources department. Have they got a beneficiary form? Maybe you completed it, you didn't realize it.
Sure.
But something more important, if you've completed the beneficiary form, is it your responsibility to make sure it is kept up to date?
Sure.
Example, you're single today. You make your mother the beneficiary. Tomorrow you get married. Your mother may have passed away. You're married with children, then you pass away. If you look at the beneficiary form, the estate or the beneficiary is your mother, but she's no more.
Yep.
You got a wife and children, but they won't pay the money to the wife and children. You need to go and get probate.
Even if the wife and children know it exists.
Because the beneficiary form is going to the mother,
Sure.
who's already passed away. So then you have to deal with her inheritance. So it becomes very messy.
And that's even if they've remembered there's a policy.
Exactly. And let's say you get divorced tomorrow, and you left the policy to your, now as your ex-wife. She will get the money. Now, that's not your intention, but you didn't update the beneficiary form.
It just, the mind boggles with how much money must be sitting somewhere unclaimed.
What is mind-boggling is the fact that people do not keep the right or have the paperwork at the right time.
Sure.
That's why it's down to the family to go around and check in with friends, relatives, and check in with the filing cabinet, trying to access a laptop, checking your email accounts. It's very difficult.
Sure.
That's why there's so much money in the world unclaimed, because we can't get the information.
Well, there you go. So beneficiary forms are critical to make sure the money goes where you intended it to go.
Exactly. And it's your job to complete the forms and make sure it's kept up to date and share this with the family.
Brilliant. Okay, Mohammed, short one, but thank you very much indeed. Very important point.
Thank you, Faisal.
Thank you.